whisper of grass and the heartbeat of the wild, and somewhere within it all, small, fragile, uncertain, walked man. He was not yet master of anything. He had no weapons, no fire, no name. But within him burned something greater than strength, the will to live. Their family moved across the desert, their feet sinking into hot sand, their shadows long beneath the dying sun. They had no map, no promise of what lay ahead, only hunger and hope. The mother carried her child. The father walked ahead, scanning the horizon, his eyes hollow with exhaustion, but his spirit still unbroken. Every sunrise brought one question: would they live to see the next? Every sunset whispered the same truth: to stop was to die. They walked not toward a destination, but away from extinction. Yet the land was not empty. Far beyond the dunes, another hunger moved, silent, patient, ancient. A tiger, lean with starvation, prowled beneath the golden light. Its ribs pressed against its skin, its eyes glowed like molten fire. It hunted not from rage, but from need. The desert was cruel to all who walked it. Man sought food, the beast sought man, and the two would meet, as all predators eventually do. The wind fell silent. The air grew heavy. The family stopped. The tiger crouched. For a single heartbeat, the world held its breath. Then the roar came. Deep, thunderous, ancient as the earth itself. The ground shook. The child cried out. The man trembled. But he did not run. He had no claws, no fangs, no armor. Only a stone and courage. He gripped the rock tight, his breath shallow, his eyes locked with the beast. When the tiger lunged, he swung. The sound of impact tore through the silence. Stone against flesh, war against cry. The struggle was chaos. Dust rising, blood spilling, fear turning into fury. It was not power that saved the man. It was will. A will that refused to break. And beneath the blazing sun, as the sand turned red, mankind took its first stand against the wild. When the storm of battle ended, the man fell to his knees. The tiger limped away, wounded, defeated but alive. And above them, a shadow crossed the light. An eagle, wings spread wide, descended from the heavens, screaming as if the sky itself had found a voice. It struck at the tiger with blinding speed. Claws met fur, feathers tangled with rage. The beast roared again, but the eagle did not yield. And in that chaos of sky and claw, the family ran dash, dash. Hearts pounding, feet tearing through sand, away from death into life. When silence returned, the man looked to the sky, and for the first time he felt that the heavens were not empty. Something greater had watched over them. Night fell. The cold bit deeper than hunger ever could. They huddled together beneath the stars, the child between them, their bodies shaking, their breath misting in the dark. fell. The cold bit deeper than hunger ever could. They huddled together beneath the stars, the child between them, their bodies shaking, their breath misting in the dark. The morning came cruel and bright. They walked again, weaker than before. But fate, strange and quiet, had left them a gift. Half buried in the earth, hidden beneath dust and root, they found something strange. A potato. Hard, bitter, unfamiliar. But it was food. The man bit it, grimaced, and smiled through the pain. For in that moment, they knew they would live another day. Another dawn, another trial. By the river's edge, a snake slithered through reeds, its body tense, its hunger sharp. It found a nest of ants, it devoured them whole, and rested in the heat. The family saw, and desperation drove courage once more. The man struck the sand. The snake fled. The woman gathered the ants, their tiny bodies crawling between her fingers. Strange food for strange times. They crushed them, ate them, and for that day they survived. In that small victory, they learned the greatest truth of all, that life is not kind, but it rewards those who endure. Not days passed, weeks. The world remained unchanging, but humanity did not. They began to notice the world differently. The way the wind carried scent, the way the stars marked direction, the way the earth whispered of water. They began to think, but with each lesson came new danger. Hyenas stalked them in the dark. Crocodiles waited in the rivers. Lions watched from the tall grass, and still they moved forward. Every dawn was a challenge. Every dusk, a memory of survival. One night, the father sat alone. The family slept beside a dying, fireless pile of wood. The stars stared down, cold, silent witnesses. He picked up 2 stones. He struck them together. Nothing. Again, nothing. But he did not stop. For within him burned a thought, a feeling that the world could be changed. By the will of his hands, he struck once more. A spark. Small, fleeting. He struck again. The spark became light. Light became flame. The first fire. The woman awoke, eyes wide with wonder. The child reached toward the glow. Warmth touched their faces. Darkness fled. And in that instant, the world changed forever. Mankind had stolen light from the void. From stone, they made blades. From branches, spears. From bone, tools. They learned to cut, to carve, to create. They cooked. They shared. They rested, and with every act of creation, they became something more than wanderers. They became builders, thinkers, dreamers. The wild was still vast, the beast still mighty, but man now carried a flame that no beast could match. Storms came and tore the land apart. Famine returned, predators prowled. Yet through every hardship, humanity grew stronger. They learned to fight the storm, to hunt together, to protect the weak. Every wound became a lesson, every scar, a memory, every struggle, a step toward the future. They no longer walked as prey, they walked as survivors. Each generations passed. The family became a tribe, the tribe many. They shared the flame from camp to camp, fire spreading like memory, like hope. They began to speak. Simple sounds at first, then words, then stories. Around the fire, they told of the tiger, the eagle, the desert, and the first spark. Through stories they remembered, through memory they became more than flesh. They became legacy. Still, the world remained merciless. Many perished, few endured, but the truth was never lost. Strength was not muscle, nor size, nor speed. It was the will to rise after every fall. The courage to stand, even when the sky itself seemed to crush you. That will, that spark, is what built everything that came after. Time moved forward as it always does. The wild gave way to fields. The rivers were tamed. Stone became home. Fire became hearth. And yet, beneath all the progress, beneath every wall, every wheel, every tower, the same heartbeat echoed. The heartbeat of those first wanderers who stood against beasts and hunger and fear. Their courage became our inheritance. Their survival became our story. Now, when we look upon our cities of glass and lighted, our machines and our wealth, we must remember the sand, the hunger, the silence. Remember the man with the stone, the woman with the child, the cry of the eagle, the spark of fire. For it was they who began everything. They who fought when there was nothing but the will to exist. Their blood flows in ours, their fire burns in our hearts. Before civilization, before the walls and temples, before the songs and the scriptures, there was only survival. And through that survival, humanity learned the oldest truth. Life is not given, it is earned. Every breath, every heartbeat, every sunrise. And though the world has changed, though we have reached the stars, that truth remains untouched. Only the fittest endure, not the strongest nor the fastest, but those who refuse to surrender. Because to live, truly live, is to fight for tomorrow, even when tomorrow seems lost. And so it was, at the dawn of all things, that man first stood against the wild and found his place beneath the sun. That was the beginning, the story before civilization.